thinking on all that. I don't know if the cost is as much, but definitely the music stuff and the production and all that extra stuff is kind of nuts too.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Okay, 5 up had an emergency and had to go.
Plan anyway.
So they got to stand in.
Spaker.
Just who will die of ban? It's Radiant's turn to ban. Just who will die of ban? What's Radiant's ban plan anyway?
Alright, I'm gonna start it up. Alright, and welcome back, Division 2. We play Pushka League, coming at you, Team Family against KSK. Game 1 going to Team Family, and then it looked like Team Family had the series in the bag, but a couple of missteps there, a couple of maybe tunnel vision, I would say, on that bottom lane, trying to go through it and take team fights instead of maybe objectives. Put them into a bad spot, and they ended up throwing the game away, it seemed.
I would agree with that. Also, pretty poor team fight execute, which I think has kind of been a hallmark of Team Family, even in their series against Viking, but this one is definitely pretty chaotic, and they had like all the resources necessary to win team fights. It was just they were like not using them properly. So we'll see what they can do, as now they will have another stand-in to replace their original stand-ins. We have Spaker standing in now. Who was the player that was missing?
5 up, who was the Earthshaker,
right.
and then the Earth Spirit.
It was honestly like really good. Like their Shaker in game 1 was fantastic. I think that he single-handedly made life very, very difficult for low skills anti-mage, and in game 2, early game, some sick magnetizes. He was consistently getting silences off on the Bane to prevent Fiend's Grip, and well, now it's up to Spaker. However.
Backer?
I mean, I'm down
Go
for some
with that?
Spaker. Okay.
Whatever, kind of flows a little bit better.
10 seconds.
So, Pangolier, Nature's Prophet. We talked about the Nature's
5
Prophet
seconds.
in the second draft. I think you were saying somebody played it quite a bit.
Mio. So initially it was a first phase ban by KSK, and CIS in general likes mid lane Prophet quite a bit. I don't know if Europe also is on board with it. Personally, I'm kind of underwhelmed by it, especially if it has to go up against a Void Spirit, because Resonant Pulse is like an amazing answer to Trance, because not only is it going to be able to mitigate most of the Trance right-click damage, but you're also going to be able to farm a lot of the Trance with it. So I'm personally not that keen on mid lane Prophet, but if Mio is deciding to drop his Queen of Pain, which was also available, and they clearly never have an issue picking Mio's hero as the very first pick, then hopefully they have confidence in the Prophet, but I don't have confidence in Mio as a personally. Seeing his family series and seeing the games 1 and 2 of this series against Steel Commando, I have yet to really see a game where he carries it, or he is like a significant core to enable his enable his safe lane character.
See what they want to put from me, because we've seen him play Queen of Pain 3 times, and we've seen him lose on Queen of Pain 3 times.
Yeah.
It's not exactly been his star hero, despite the fact that he's played it so much. Ban Slark, Bloodseeker, Timbersaw got banned as well. I know at least in the off lane they
10
went
seconds.
Legion and Weaver for Team Family.
5 seconds.
Sure.
Although that Legion kind of fell off.
Very much so. Probably because she was so obsessed with dueling the Centaur as opposed to other heroes. So,
It's
and
radiant.
then press the attack was also not that useful. So, yeah, I wasn't really satisfied with it. But I think a more traditional initiator like the Centaur would have been nicer. Sand King again, something like we had. His playbook, it seemed.
Back to the Void Spirit for
10
KSK.
seconds.
Rubik as well as the Jakiro. Lockdown,
5 seconds.
certainly not an issue for KSK with just these 3 heroes. Potential at getting an Ice Path, Aether Remnant, which is relatively easy to hit with the Yules. Definitely have to be a lot better when you don't have that Aether Remnant with the, or when you don't have that Yules for the Aether Remnant on the Void Spirit. But then you've got the Rubik with the Telekinesis too, so the lockdown is there. Is something that we saw them have on every hero for KSK in Game 2. And Team Family, they go into the Grimstroke.
Yeah, the double Wrath of Nature combination is one of the lesser frequently seen combos that we see with the Soulbind.
10 seconds.
More often than not, it's the Chain Frost with the Lich. Sometimes you'll see
5
like Lino
seconds.
for double Laguna Blades. It's like the one more here. Oh, Witch Doctor. See like double paralyzing. The double Wrath of Nature is devastating, and it's so. Okay.
So, it could set up to be that Nature's Prophet mid, Pango 4, Grimstroke 5, or do you think Pango maybe sits in the offlane, or is that just inclusive right now with where the draft's at?
Let's see if Kuro has. Oh yeah, he plays a lot of Pango. Okay, this is definitely 3. I find 4 position Pango to be much more challenging, and I don't think many tier 2 teams can pull it off. Even tier 1 teams struggle to pull it off. And then you can also do mid lane, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a. With the Grimstroke, like Prophet will get so much damage from the Wrath of Nature buff. I want this to be a. They need someone to be able to be an initiator. They can go for another one, but I'm suspecting this Pango is probably a none.
It's Dire's turn.
Now KSK, they go to the Spectre. They'll pick up the Riki for that safe lane here for Team Family. Spectre, to me, sometimes just feels like a hero that builds up way too slow.
Yeah, especially if she has to play against a Riki. Riki is one of the fastest carries that we've seen these days. I consider Riki to be even faster than Gyrocopter, which used to be that Gyro was one of the fastest kind of 20 to 40 minute carries.
5 seconds.
Which Riki caps out sooner, so I'd say Riki's more like a 20 to like 30 minute carry, 20 to 35 minutes probably. But he is so incredibly elusive. He doesn't really need anything other than the Diffusal Blade. Even with like triple Wraith Band, he can pick up solo kills pretty easily around the map. So Spectre is going to have to need a ton of space created for her. And with a Prophet constantly roaming around the map, and a Riki constantly roaming around the map, I definitely was stressed out this game.
That Riki pick was very quickly after that Spectre got chosen there by KSK.
Yeah, and every single game Sunlight has impressed me. His Phantom Lancer in Game 1 was fantastic. His Troll Warlord in Game 2 almost was able to single-handedly carry the game, but just fell short ever so slightly. And so I think that he will be very,
5 seconds. It's Radiant.
Last ban is that Queen of Pain. I think maybe for Mio, he should be happy about that.
I would be very impressed if Family are actually saving their last pick for Mio, because they have not done that at all in any of the games that I've seen. They've always picked Mio's hero first phase, and they usually end up picking, I feel like, their offlaners towards the end. They picked that Bristlebat or whatever in Game 1, which ended up being a mid laner. Game 2,
5 seconds.
I actually don't know if they saved their off too, but whatever the case, I would be very surprised with it. I'm guessing it'll be a Spaker hero.
Dire should pick now.
Storm
And
Spear.
Wow.
Storm. So will be Mia Storm, Nature's Prophet. I wonder. We were talking about how the Penguin should be the offlaner, but
Yeah, it might
Nature's
be.
Prophet's certainly one of those heroes that sits well in the offlane.
To be fair, I did not look at Spaker's, actually, I don't even know Dota buff, so it's possible that he does have Penguins. Should be interesting. It could also be 4-position
5
Prophet,
seconds.
or it could be 4-position Gravestroke and a position Pit. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to see until they start selecting. But now that it's a mid-storm, I think you're still okay sending Volter mid again if you have a really good cap.
Axe.
You can choose now.
Traditional offlane.
On top of the whole Spaker thing, they have so many stand-ins, we don't even know if they're keeping the same positions.
Also true. Yeah. So assuming that Kuro is gonna be a 3-position Nature's Prophet, but I have no idea. You're right, with Spaker being a stand-in, he may be the core, so we'll have to see. But yeah, they rounded out with an axe. Grimstroke Ricky is a very, very difficult lane for anyone to do. So the best way to deal with it is to just not play the lane, cut the wave. They could have gone Bristleback. They end up going with the axe. Axe is also fine. Centaur was banned out as the last ban by Family. So anyone who can cut waves is really the ant that's incredibly.
Zero on that axe, low skill on the Spectre, Solar on the Rubik again.
So
Filmini this time with the Kiro and copy on the Void Spirit.
will Mio be good this game? What do you think?
It's another of those heroes, very mobile. Should be able to get some things done here, but it just I'd like to say Mio shocked the world and shocks me and gives us that performance that we've been yearning for from him.
Fingers crossed. I'm also hoping for it, because I think Storm Spirit can definitely pop off this game. If he manages to get an advantage on Void Spirit, like, that's what's fun about watching all the Spirit matches. They all have mobility, and so whichever one gets, like, the upper hand earlier on, it's so fun to watch them, like, chase each other, because they, like, Storm Spirit's obviously the least cooldown dependent of all the spirits. Ball Lightning has no cooldown, whereas Ember and Void Spirit are kind of charge-based mobility. Same thing kind of with Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit's least mobile as he is victim to charges and cooldowns, so hopefully Mio, agreed, does take advantage of his mobility and do stuff earlier in.
See what Mio's able to accomplish in this mid lane, on
30
top of
seconds
which
to battle.
how Sunlight's gonna do here.
We could
About how the
give him
Grimstroke
30
Ricky
days,
is
still wouldn't be ready
very
to fight.
strong. Early on, is this axe, you know, look to creep cut eventually, or is it more of a stay in your lane kind of game?
For levels 1 and 2, he'll stay. He'll have to leave at some point, because there's really nothing you can do against Inkswell and Blink Strike. It's just too
Now
difficult.
the battle begins.
Master Risk, will
Next
he be able to get this room? He does.
3, gonna be 4 here for Team Family. Family team.
Pretty sick. Alright, so let's see here. Spaker has an Orb of Venom, and Kuro... Okay, so it does look like Kuro's gonna remain to be a 4-position Pango. Which, again, I find to be kind of difficult to pull off. This game against these heroes, yeah, it's not going to be an easy Pango game. It's not going to be an easy game to, like, be useful. I don't really see him dying very much, but I don't really know how much he'll be able to offer in terms of, like, being a good initiator with Rolling Thunder. The disarm isn't really going to be that useful this game either, so we'll see what Spaker's capable of.
see what he can do on this here. Of course, we were talking about that Ricky, but over mid, it's the Void Spirit, Storm Spirit brother matchup. Are they brothers? Is that the lore?
Yeah, yeah.
Brothers or...
All four of the spirits are super spirit brothers. Oh, he misses the range creep. Rip.
Missing.
Can't be missing though, especially with Resonant Pulse.
Actually holding a point for the moment. We saw him in a previous matchup going into the Dissimulate constantly, avoiding the Shadow Strike.
Yeah, it's valuable
At least
here
for right
also.
now, it's just Resonant.
As useful as a lot of points in the Aether Remnant will be, I don't anticipate him needing it. It's probably just going to use Dissimulate and Resonant Pulse to come up.
Back when Void Spirit first came out, I know a lot of people were testing, like, you know, speed into the Aether Remnant, how well will my lane go? It's more skill-based at that point if you can land it.
Yeah,
Really
the
mess with
problem
your
is
opponent.
that early on, like, there are so many creeps and other units that are walking around that can intercept the Aether Remnant. It's mainly useful once the laning phase ends and you're able to get fights in, like, awkward positions, so... even 4-position Void Spirits will oftentimes like max out the Resonant Pulse just so they can farm up the Yules, and then they'll start putting things inside their Remnant. Which will also kind of be a problem this game, because this game they have Treants to be able to intercept it. Ricky's very slippery, so he can kind of like walk in and out, which didn't you and I see that, I feel like, in the Family of GG series, because we saw this Ricky kind of like consistently making things very, very unpleasant for the...
I think so. For right now, Sunlight's in level 3. He's gone into the Blink Strike to risk Stroke of Fate, as well as that Ink Swell, which is, I think, of that same matchup, something we saw. Was
Yeah,
the
I'm
Ink
pretty
Swell
sure it
with
is.
Ricky.
And it may have been against an Axe also, I don't remember now. It was either against Axe or a Bristle. I think it was against a Bristle, but yeah, this is just like such a potent lane mission. It's they'll wait until level 3, or they'll wait until Sunlight has both points in his Blink Strike up, because Rubik should be a pretty easy.
Especially in those early levels. When telekinesis is on cooldown.
Yeah.
Just 34 seconds with nothing, really.
Brutal. And yet the hero is still top tier, so...
Yeah, the Fabled early is still very strong. I like it. I think it sits very well. I'm more inclined to dump more into the arcane supremacy in the Fable, but I am not a pro player, so my
Yeah,
decisions don't matter as much.
I think if you can afford to go aggressive, it's always nice. Oh, actually, not opt. Mid lane, 4 people showing up.
Opposite level 5. A couple of creeps ahead of Mio for the moment, even though the CS is about even. It is even. Might have been the difference in experience with Hero not completely making the rotation over and Spaker just sitting there over mid for a creep or two.
That's fine.
So far, pretty quiet start.
Yeah,
Well, that
creep
swashbuckle. What can you do about this creep cutting? We saw, I think, the last, or the Bristleback game.
Until
There's,
Ricky hits like level 5 or 6, it's not really worth it. Because, I mean, who really cares if he's managing to cut the wave? It's an Axe, and your he is still getting effective free farm, so it's not really that big of a penalty to let an Axe do that unimpeded. Because also, now Rubik is like, where am I supposed to find my experience? Because the Axe is getting all of it as First Blood actually spills onto the hero. Then, I mean, Rubik has to find level 6 eventually. And if he can't find it in the off lane, then hopefully he'll be able to rotate with his 1 point in telekinesis.
Yeah, it's tough for Solaire, and you take a look at over top, as it was on camera, we saw the Jakiro just, he was in the Sprout, gave enough time for Spaker to come over with a Swashbuckle, does a lot of damage there on the Filmini, and the right clicks coming in with the minus armor with Life Stone is enough to get that kill to start it off.
And now Rubik is going to TP top. It's not really kill lane. Jakiro has 0 points in Ice Path. Spectre does have 3 points in the dagger, and she is full HP, so she may be able to go aggressive. But I don't know. Either of Kuro teleports her up, and he should be able to get out. Which right now neither of them are up, so he actually may die here.
Oh boy, gets on the tree, is in a lot of trouble. He'll try to at least micro some of these treants to maybe get some last hits as he's on the run. If he survives through this, that would be pretty impressive. A Sprout blocks them out, but the Dual Breath is there for Film, and he gets a little bit of revenge as he gets the kill there on Kuro.
Rubik ended up not really being involved. I guess he kind of was intercepting Spaker's Tango, who's taking quite a bit of damage. But good timing on that rotation. They saw that after that first one was built, the Prophet had used his TP scroll to get back to the fountain, and then he immediately used his teleportation spell to get back to the lane. So they strategically timed it, both the ways to get out of the game.
So the Axe is continuing to creep cut, but that gives Sunlight the lane for free.
No,
Ooh,
come on,
you just let that is, you know, he's creep cutting. He's been doing that for so long.
I hate to see it.
That is just I don't know, lack of situational awareness.
Wow, Copy actually brings Mio down super low. Spaker comes in now, but sends the Storm Spirit all the way back to the fountain.
Zero now in jungle. Again, still continuing to give Ricky just a free lane to farm in. His courier won't be killed, so he'll grab himself some shreds.
Tango mid? Oh, he's close.
Copy. Speaker sitting low, but now the turnaround to late. Gets back to the high ground. Inkswell might find Solaire. Good telekinesis, but back over with the ball of lightning enough to get the kill there. As Kuro makes the rotation in. Helps to get that kill.
Scan from Radiant.
Wow, 4 heroes end up showing mid, and really they only end up killing a Rubik, so Void Spirit's pretty satisfied with that. Although Storm does find an Arcane Rune now, but knowing Mio, he is just going to use that to farm up as opposed to try to kill a Spectre, which I feel like they have the potential to. The Nature's Prophet deals quite a bit of damage. Sure, she can just phase out at the Sprout, but I don't know, even then, I feel like... Oh, actually going to go on big.
Copy, not too much trouble, but that kill from Mio did come in the AoE of where we said he gets kills here.
True. But he hasn't gone far from home quite yet.
It's definitely a trend, and that is maybe not a good trend to be having.
No, because even if it is like the right call for certain games, it's not. You become very readable, and people will always know, like, oh, you know, again, like it's what I had said in the previous game. If the mid is ever off the map, you want the enemy team to be stressed out, and you want the Spectre to be like, I don't know if I can farm it this far. But if you know the mid never rotates, then you don't need to be too concerned, and you're not slowing down anyone's.
Mio backs into the jungle. He'll take this camp right here, as well as picking up a trusty shovel. Faded Brooch on the way. Nature's Prophet going into the early Orchid. He's got that minus armor with the Blightstone. So does he go Orchid into Deso? Is that the play here for Kuro?
I'm actually kind of surprised he's going for the Orchid so early on. I guess they really want to shut down this Void Spirit, because it doesn't seem like it would be useful at killing the Spectre, sure, but she's quite tanky. So I don't really think that they're gonna
Copy, kind of found in a bad spot. Aether Remnant locks up the Ricky. Storm goes for the Rubik, and now might make his way over to go kill Copy, but the Astral Step, does he have the mana to make it over to the Void Spirit? No, he doesn't. And that means he can just TP away.
Yeah, good timing. Outpost 1 apiece, but Bounty Runes are going to be pretty favored for Radiant with the timed attempt, and they'll just turn it into a push hit now as Kuro showing up with 3 points in his trance. Sunlight's still just chilling bot. He's doing fine, making pretty solid progress on his double Wraith into Diffusal. Good.
Bounty. This has been the plan so far for the Ricky, and he's out farming the Spectre by about 500 gold. Nothing too crazy in terms of that split. They have a 1,000 net worth lead.